On a quiet evening in a little coastal village, there lived a boy named Tom. Tom was often teased by the townsfolk for his unusual looks. He had large ears, a crooked nose, and a face that seemed to always be in a frown, no matter how he smiled. Despite this, he carried a big heart full of kindness and compassion, always helping people who often turned away from him. One day, as the sun dipped low and cast a golden light over the sea, Tom wandered along the shore, collecting seashells for a village child who loved to listen to the ocean inside them. As he gathered shells, he heard a soft, enchanting melody drifting from the rocks by the shore. It wasn't like anything he'd ever heard before. It was haunting yet comforting, filling his heart with a strange warmth. Following the song, Tom climbed over the jagged rocks, only to find a sight that left him breathless. There, sitting on a smooth boulder, was a mermaid. Her skin was luminous, catching the last rays of the sun, and her tail shimmered with shades of blue and green that seemed alive with every movement. Her name, he later learned, was Isla. Isla turned, startled, and almost retreated into the water, but something in Tom's gentle, curious gaze made her pause. Slowly, she relaxed, and they began to talk, carefully at first, then openly, sharing their words. She told him tales of her underwater kingdom, where the coral reefs stretched like enchanted forests and schools of fish danced in unison. She spoke of the freedom of swimming through the sea, unbounded by the rules of land. Tom, in turn, shared his life with her, his love for the ocean, and how he wished he could be invisible so people wouldn't mock his appearance. Days turned into weeks, and every evening, Tom and Isla would meet by the shore. Their connection grew as they spoke of their deepest dreams and fears, and Isla began to see Tom not as the villagers did, but as a soul as rare and precious as a pearl hidden in an oyster. She found herself longing to be close to him, not just at the edge of the sea, but as a part of his world. One evening, as they sat beneath a sky full of stars, Isla realized something profound: she was in love. It was a love that defied logic and expectation, a love that saw beyond appearances. She gathered her courage and confessed her feelings to Tom, telling him she wished to be with him forever. Tom was moved beyond words, yet he felt fear too. He loved her deeply, but he couldn't bear the thought of her giving up her life in the sea, a world so full of freedom and beauty, to be with someone like him. But Isla's heart was resolute. She couldn't return to her kingdom, where beauty was everything, and her love for Tom would be seen as a stain upon her lineage. She'd heard tales of mermaids who had dared to love humans and transform their lives, though at a great cost. That night, as Tom reluctantly returned to the village, Isla stood alone beneath the moon, her heart pounding with determination. She whispered a wish to the stars, a plea to the sea spirits, asking them to make her human so she could live alongside Tom. In answer to her plea, the sea spirit rose from the waves. "If you choose this path," the spirit said, "you will lose your beauty as a mermaid. You will look like the humans do, yet not in a way they admire. But you will gain a human soul, and your love will be real." Isla did not hesitate. "I choose love," she said softly. The spirit touched her forehead, and as the transformation took place, Isla felt her tail dissolving, her radiant skin fading, her flowing hair turning limp and tangled. When the first rays of dawn touched the beach, she stumbled onto the shore, now a human girl, plain and modest. Her reflection in the water showed her how much she'd changed. But when Tom arrived, he looked at her as though she were still the most beautiful being he'd ever seen. Hand in hand, they walked back to the village, where people gawked and whispered about Tom and his strange companion. They wondered aloud why such an ordinary girl would come to him from the sea. But Tom and Isla's love spoke louder than the whispers, and soon enough, the villagers began to see the depth of their bond. In time, the villagers noticed Isla's kindness and Tom's unwavering love, and they began to understand that true beauty wasn't what the eye could see but what the heart could feel. As the years passed, Tom and Isla's love only grew stronger, becoming a legend in the village, a story told for generations. The tale of a mermaid who chose love over beauty, who found her soul not in appearance but in a connection that ran deeper than the sea. And so, Isla and Tom lived out their days side by side, their hearts intertwined like the roots of an ancient tree. They may not have looked like fairy tale lovers, but their story was one of the truest loves ever told, a love that surpassed what was visible, straight to the soul.